Why does your brain make hard things feel so difficult, even when they really matter? You sit down to work, and suddenly your phone feels way more interesting than your task. The task is not impossible at all. It just feels painfully boring in that moment. That happens because your brain is trained to chase quick, easy rewards whenever it can. Your brain naturally compares the easy reward with the harder one, and usually chooses the faster option. Scrolling is fast and easy. Studying is slower and harder, so your brain picks easy. But here's the good news. Your brain is trainable, and you can change this. Dopamine is linked to reward, motivation, attention, and learning, not just pleasure alone. Think of dopamine as part of the system that helps your brain decide what feels worth doing. When your day is full of easy stimulation, normal work starts to feel empty. The more easy stimulation you consume, the harder quiet, slow work can feel at first. That's why even a simple book or task can feel harder than it really is. A dopamine detox is not about suffering or becoming some emotionless productivity robot. It simply means removing the easy reward before you begin the hard thing. You want to make your environment a little boring, simple, and distraction-free on purpose. Keep the setup simple. Phone away, timer ready, one tiny step, and start now. Then don't promise yourself some huge work session that feels scary from the start. Instead, promise yourself just 5 minutes, because that feels much easier to begin. And yes, the first minute will feel uncomfortable, awkward, and a little mentally painful. Your only job is to begin before your brain starts making excuses and negotiating. Because the truth is, your brain will almost always try to negotiate with you. So stop arguing with your brain and start designing the situation around you. Put your phone far enough away that checking it becomes slightly annoying and inconvenient. If a bad habit takes even 20 seconds longer, you'll usually do it less. Now make the task so small that it feels almost too easy to avoid. One sentence is not scary. One sentence is enough to start building momentum. Once you finally begin, the resistance usually gets weaker than it was before. That's because motivation often comes after action, not before you actually start moving. Most people wait to feel motivated, but action is often what creates motivation. You can still reward yourself, but only after the work has already begun. If the reward comes first, the hard task usually feels even worse afterward. Boredom is not your enemy. In many cases, boredom actually resets your attention. At first, your brain will keep searching for stimulation, because that's what it expects. But urges work like waves. They rise for a moment, then slowly pass away. You do not have to obey the urge. Just notice it, wait a moment, and let it pass. So when the urge passes, return to the task before you start overthinking again. Even 10 minutes is enough to prove to yourself that you can begin. Remember, you do not have to finish everything. You only have to start. Every small start gives your brain new proof that action is possible. Hard things become less scary when you face them a little bit every day. So don't wait for motivation or the perfect mood. Use a simple system. Remove distractions, start very small, and give yourself the reward only afterward. Then do the same thing again tomorrow, even if it feels a little imperfect. After a few days, you'll notice that starting feels more normal and much easier. You do not need perfection to change. What you really need is repetition. And after some repetition, even bigger tasks stop feeling impossible or mentally overwhelming. That's the real trick. You stop getting pulled around by every little impulse. Your brain is not your enemy. It simply follows whatever patterns you train. So try just 10 minutes today. Not next week, not tomorrow, today. Make hard things easier to start, and your brain will gradually follow your lead. So remember, remove the noise. Start smaller than you think, and repeat it daily. Try 10 minutes today. If this helped you, subscribe for more simple psychology videos.